And you got the hide to call him Creepy Joe. And you're the one just sitting in the audience breathing. That's a fortified gentleman right there with the Congressional Medal of Jesus. And you got the hide to call him Creepy Joe.
Thank you very much.
Major?
Yes, sir.
Radar reception has been impaired, but we were able to get these. We estimate that it has a diameter of over 550 kilometers and a mass roughly 1/4 the size of our moon.
What the hell is it? A meteor?
No, sir.
No, definitely not.
How do you know?
Well, sir, it's slowing down.
It's what?
It's slowing down, sir.
Microprobe machines hit the centre parts of the crystal with plasma beams and date the vapour.
20,000 leagues under the cuckoo's nest. Yes.
The story of ancient Zealandia. The story of ancient Zealandia.
We're supporting a country. We want to make sure that country is honest. It's very important to talk about corruption. If you don't talk about corruption, why would you give money to a country that you think is corrupt? One of the reasons the new president got elected is he was going to stop corruption. So it's very important that on occasion you speak to somebody about corruption. Very important.
Are you willing to clear this up? Are you willing to clear this up by releasing the whistleblower report, sir?
Quiet. Go ahead.
Creasy, what's a concubine?
Good evening, London.
This is...
Roger that. We have no personnel east of our position.
Get me the Secretary of Defense. Then wake him.
Hello.
Hi, it's me.
Hi. What time is it there?
It's 2:45 in the morning. I know I didn't wake you.
As a matter of fact, you did.
Liar.
I have a confession to make. I'm sleeping next to a beautiful young brunette.
You didn't let her stay up all night watching TV. Did you?
Of course not. You're gonna come home right after the lunch, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here's your mother.
And the first day I met her, she had a ribbon around her neck, and she wore...
Thank you.
All right, well, nice to see you guys. Thank you. See you back home, I hope.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay?
Why only other boys and not Damien?
I don't understand.
Damien has a different cell structure.
Different? What does it...
Pedophilia is the actual sexual interest, regardless of whether a person buries it and never tells a soul and never does anything about it their entire life, or if they actually act on it.
Research is showing that understanding them is the first step in lowering instances of child sexual abuse. Pedophilia expert Dr. James Cantor's groundbreaking and controversial hypothesis.
I've been working on the story for years now. I think I pieced it together. Oh, please, you must listen to me.
The first time was only a warning.
The story of ancient Zealandia. Aussie sensitive high-resolution iron microprobe machines hit the centre parts of the crystal with plasma beams and date the vapour.
"20,000 leagues under the cuckoo's nest." Yes.
That ribbon for years and hear the flute when I'd ask her to...
This is becoming hopeless. Tell them to cancel this meeting.
I know you're not thirsty. That's bullshit. Stop lying. I know. This room is all I can remember. The furniture, crappy and cheap. You win. You escape. You run down the hall. As I nod the fuck off.
Is this a fucking Chinese interpreter up there?
Transfer of one.
It's enormous.
Progeny. The Pacific Plate was rammed up over the Australian Plate, creating the Alpine Fault. Most of the movement was sideways, but there was 20 kilometres of uplift with 16 kilometres of erosion. The movements are fast and increasing. Some of the alpine rocks came from deep in the crust and have been metamorphosed to a flaky, hard, mica-rich rock called schist. Around Otago, this is split and used as a hard building stone.
Look at that. In the state of Queensland, in the go-kart services, there is no $3.30 transaction anywhere right across the entire Queensland go-kart TransLink service. This was dated on the 2nd of February 2020, and I've had problems ever since the very day that the New South Wales mini light rail service was entered into New South Wales, or opened in New South Wales in 2019. The very day, constantly. There is no $3.30 transaction anywhere in the state of Queensland in the TransLink service, but in New South Wales it's like $2.40, $2.70, $3, $3.30 respectively, and this is a pensioner class go card here in TransLink in Queensland, southeast Queensland, and it's charged me $3.30. Originally a $3.54 transaction, and it took $3.30 off on a Sunday after the 9 trips for the week had been clocked up and everything else was a half fare. It wouldn't matter in Queensland if it was an adult fare or a concession fare, veterans, children, anything. There is no one transaction between any two zones or one zone that is equivalent to an equal $3.30 parameter. Now you tell me that if there's financial embezzlement going on right across the entire East Coast or the underground network of the NBN, National Broadband Network, which is in fact the go-card network of Queensland. Go figure. 2nd of February. It's only happened last week in a bit.
Can you hear me?
Honey, I miss you. I know.
President Whitmore's approval ratings have slipped below 40%. Even his crime bill failed to pass. Are the salad days over for President Whitmore? More time.
Leadership as a pilot in the Gulf War is completely different from leadership in politics.
Daddy let me watch Letterman.
Traitor.
That's the problem. They elected a warrior and they got a wimp.
Good morning, George.
Morning, Mr. President.
That game couldn't have been pretty.
Thank you, sir.
Connie, you're up awfully early this morning.
They're not attacking your policies. They're attacking your age. Addressing Congress, Whitmore seems less like the president and more like the orphan child Oliver asking, "Please, sir, I'd like some more."
The Alpine Fault branches to the north of the South Island, continues through the New Zealand capital Wellington, and heads towards the main North Island volcanic centre.
The anomaly at 1643. Here is the anomaly at 1658. Here is the anomaly at 1700.
Enough with this anomaly horseshit. What is this thing?
It's an asteroid, sir.
Transfer of one. How big are we talking?
Sir, our best estimate is 97.6 billion.
It's the size of Texas, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Dan, we didn't see this thing coming.
Well, our object collision budget's $1 million. That allows us to track about 3% of the sky. And begging your pardon, sir, but it's a big-ass sky. And the ones this morning? Those are nothing. They're the size of basketballs and Volkswagens, things like that.
Is this going to hit us?
Still slaves in the drunken parade, busting the...
All the kids from daycare are in dreamland. The froggy has made his last leap. Hell no, you can't go to the bathroom. You know where you can go? The fuck to sleep.
We're efforting that as we speak, sir.
What kind of damage are we?
Damage? Total, sir. It's what we call a global killer. The end of mankind. Doesn't matter where it hits. Nothing would survive, not even bacteria.
My God.
The story of ancient Zealandia.
Computer that operates in a radically different manner from current machines. Hard for the layman to grasp, but a fantastic source of excitement for scientists the world over. Just when conventional computers are running out of steam, the miniaturization of microprocessors has reached its limits. To face the challenges of tomorrow, such as the exponential multiplication of data and the proliferation of connected objects, we need computers that are infinitely more efficient. The quantum computer would seem to be one solution.
So quantum computers are great because they work fundamentally differently, and they really work for large data sets or where there's lots of variables. Quantum computer can look at all the variables at the same time in the quantum world, and that gives you this exponential speed up. So some calculations literally that would take thousands of years can be done real time.
But from theory to practice, there were still years of experiments. Some scientists are skeptical about the promises of quantum computing, because making this type of computer reliable and efficient is a very complicated task. The infinitely small is unstable and therefore difficult to manipulate. The first work on quantum computers...
Yeah, up its dress. Oh yes, where was it? Not you, not a dog that returns to its own vomit, I guess. Solar plex, editing hero, teetering factors. You tried to sign over the fucking power of attorney of Damien McCracken. Ended up in a metadata nightmare, like metastases.
Spectacular scenery of the South Island has two main causes. The first is the rapid uplift of its highlands above the snow line. The second is the violent oscillation of the world's climate over the last 2 million years.
Been told, invent a new one, but keep it between the guidelines, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to invent a story, it should never be seen as
Go the fuck to sleep. 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 Go the fuck to sleep.
Microprobe machines hit the centre parts of the crystal with plasma beams and date the vapour.
The war, the proper war, is just commencing. The UK has said it will arrest me regardless.
Began in the 1990s. And in 1999, a small group of Australian researchers from the University of New South Wales discovered that silicon, a material that's cheap, easy to work with, and used to make most computer chips, might suit the construction of a quantum computer. This was a revolution, as until then, physicists were betting on rarer, more expensive materials like cesium or diamond. At the time, Michelle Simmons was already a quantum physics researcher at Cambridge University's Cavendish Laboratory. She saw the Australian discovery as fundamental and decided to join these Antipodean pioneers.
Yes, sir. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yes, sir. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yes. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yes, sir. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yeah. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yes, sir. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yes, sir. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yeah. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yeah. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yes, sir. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yes, I did. Well, Greg Dowling, did you expect this early? Yes, I did.
My message is that we'll be watching you. This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction. And all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
The Alpine Fault branches to the north of the South Island.
The musketeer roles and fear shows. Dirty black pirate, the rap tyrant. Scientist, psychiatrist, drink and attack clients. Track bias when I step to the mic. Weapon of light.
Continues through the New Zealand capital Wellington and heads towards the main North Island volcanic centre.
Transfer of one.
Investigative reports.
It's the latest in a series of damaging leaks, and sources have told the ABC it's designed to maintain pressure on both Mr Abbott and Ms Credlin. The Prime Minister agrees.
Plainly, there is this desire on the part of some to damage and destroy this government.
Investigative reports.
Enormous.
My brain is a computer which launched nuclear missiles. They split you into halves, bloodbaths, the first and last. When I walk into the room for the draft, I'm cursed and mad.